99.999 of psychedelic users never attain enlightenment. And even people who are having the conscious goal that they want to pursue nirvana or something similar, people who are using 5-MeO-DMT and these really powerful psychedelics, over 99% of these people never attain nirvana. Now, that could seem very disappointing to you if that's your goal. If you want to attain permanent enlightenment and you're thinking that these psychedelics could be very useful, then these statistics don't look good. My purpose of this video is not to discourage you from using psychedelics, but to show you that psychedelics are not enough. We can't use psychedelics like a big giant hammer to force enlightenment within our nervous system. Enlightenment is way too nuanced and we need to ground it into our bodies. This takes time, skill, and more than just big psychedelic doses. One time I took 500 micrograms of LSD and I decided I will do an all-night sit. I was sitting in nice postures, just introspecting, and I've done that a few times. But one night in particular I thought, I'm also going to take 5-MeO-DMT during this 300 microgram experience. And I took about 5 hits of 5-MeO-DMT throughout the night. I was really in a mindset of, I just want to attain enlightenment. Let's just use these psychedelics, blow through to some magnificent state of consciousness for a few hours on end, and hopefully this enlightenment experiences that we touch on psychedelics, hopefully I can just attain that permanently. That was my mindset, and I think a lot of you have this mindset as well. We don't want any bullshit really, we just want to get enlightened in the best possible way. So I took this 5-MeO-DMT quite a few times throughout the night while also on 300 micrograms of LSD. The biggest dose of 5-MeO I took that night was 30 milligrams, which is quite a big dose. For whatever reason, the dose didn't feel that big when I was taking it. Perhaps there was some sort of tolerance building up. But I remember as I was meditating all night, I was actually starting to tear up because I had put such an immense effort of meditating, using all these psychedelics, overloading my body with chemicals even, and I really wanted to attain enlightenment. But as the next morning was coming up, I could see that I didn't attain nirvana that night. And there was a little bit of a lesson there. We just cannot force enlightenment in this way. My recommendation is, if you are really interested in enlightenment in a serious way, not in a fancy way like hypothetically, but if you want to attain nirvana, then psychedelics can be useful. But we need to do something a bit more special than 99% of people are doing. When you're starting out with psychedelic use, it's natural for you to use them quite often because hopefully you are taking small doses and ramping up these doses slowly. So you might take 5 milligrams one weekend and then the next weekend you take 7 and then you take 10. That's normal. But once you've gotten some experience under your belt and now you're exploring territories above 20 milligrams of 5-MeO-DMT, let's say, those are really powerful mind-dissolving experiences, and I would suggest that we don't make the psychedelic carry all the weight. 2 or 3 times per year of psychedelic use, I think, is ideal. The real question is, what are we going to do in the 362 other days of the year? That's where enlightenment will really happen. That's where the work and introspection will really happen. The psychedelics, they are super powerful and super useful, but just taking them, if we take too much psychedelics without being really disciplined with our introspection, I think most people are way more likely to go insane rather than go to an enlightened nirvanic state. Psychedelics are so powerful and they can jiggle up our nervous system in all kinds of ways. We have to be careful that it doesn't jiggle us up in the wrong way. So if you want to attain enlightenment, I think it's good. Take big doses of psychedelics 2 or 3 times a year, or as often as it calls to you. And really introspect. Those 363 other days of the year is what really, really, really will take you to a place that you will feel like, genuinely, I am in a nirvanic state. That's what we want, right? So now I will tell you exactly what to do on those 363 other days.